Next problem up, and this one we are trying to find the percentage tax rate. So it reads, what is the tax rate? And our answer choices are percentages. So that is all we need to hear. We're trying to calculate a percentage. So when we take a look at the information, it says a laptop is priced at $650 and the sales tax is $52. So, okay, my price, my original price, that's going to be $650. The amount of the tax is going to be 52. And we are looking for the tax percentage. So when you have these pieces of information here, this is what really clues you in on the formula usage. Here's what I mean by that. When we have our formula, we have the percent multiplied by the original value equals the result. So when we take all of this into consideration, again, we're looking for that percentage. We have the original $650. But what I know is that if I'm trying to solve for the percent tax, I'm going to need to plug in the amount of the tax. And that's why this problem is smooth as butter, because we already have the amount of the tax. So we can plug that in right here. Booyah. Now, the reason that this is so helpful is because if we want to calculate that percentage, again, the percent you plug in is the result you get out. Or in this case, the result you plug in is the percent that you'll get out, representing the tax. That's what it's all about, everybody. Proper representation with those formulas really sets the stage. So when we get after it and we see that we're trying to get the percent by itself, everyone, what operation and what number are we going to perform on both sides? What operation and what number? Yeah, we'll divide both sides by what? If you're saying 650, absolutely correct. Because again, we're trying to get the percentage by itself, and that 650 is in the way. So to get rid of it, we focus on that 650, perform the opposite operation, and we're in business. Booyah, there we are. And now we're good to go. It cancels on the left side. It's going to leave that percentage by itself, and that's what's going to give us that actual amount. So here we go. 52 divided by 650. I know it's super tempting to read that as 650 divided by 52, but it's not the case. Be very careful there. Let's set this up properly. We'll perform again 650 dividing into 52, and let's get after it. First things first, we have 650 going into 52. It doesn't go into 52. That's not going to happen. So we will go ahead and begin by writing a 0 right there. But the day isn't over. The problem isn't over. What we're going to do is we're going to figure out what this is going to be by showing the decimal place that's right there. And then we'll tack on the 0 that we know is there. Again, you are allowed to write a decimal and the following zeros because that's actually what's there. We just don't write it. So here we are, 650 going into 520. Everyone, how many times does 650 go into 520? Still 0. Look at that. Boom. So what do? Well, we'll plug in another 0. Now we have 5,200, 5,200. That's a number that 650 can actually go into. So let's go ahead and take some guesses. If I had to guess, and I'm looking at my answer choices, I might try 6, maybe try 8, maybe 5.2, who knows? Let's go ahead and give it a shot. So I'll go ahead and try 6. 650 multiplied by 6, 0 times 6, 5 times 6 is 30, 6 times 6 is 36, carry the 3 is 39. Nowhere near what I'm looking for, so let's go ahead and try 8. If I try 8, we have 650 multiplied by 8, 0 times 8, 5 times 8 is 40, 6 times 8 is 48, carry the 4 is 52. So we actually have exactly what we need when we use 8. We get exactly 5,200. So look at that right there. Boom. That will be 0.08 with no remainder. So with that said, that's our answer, 0.08. But the problem here is that we are looking at this in decimal form. To turn this into a percentage, we're going to work backwards from that rule, moving it twice to the left. Instead, we'll move it twice to the right. 1, 2, and that will give us 8%. That is the tax rate for the laptop that was purchased, making our correct answer here, answer choice C. And let's give this next problem a shot. So the first thing that we're going to do is we're going to read the question sentence, and it's going to say, what is the simplified ratio A to C? Okay, so let's confirm that here. Let's confirm what our eyes are telling us to focus on. Everybody, can we confirm that we are looking to write the ratio or the comparison of A to C? Can we confirm that? All right, perfect. So I'll go ahead and write A to C. Let's see how easy this can be. So when I read the actual statements here, it says a painter mixes 3 pigments, A, B, and C. The ratios are A to B equals 4 to 6. Okay, A to B, that's not A to C. And then B to C is 6 to 5. Okay, I have B right, or I have C right there, but I don't need the B. Okay, everybody, do we understand, or do we at least see that there's a little bit of a problem here? Because I'm looking for A to C, but I don't have a comparison, a direct comparison between A and C. I have A to B being 4 to 6, and then I have B to C being 6 to 5, but I don't have a direct connection between A and C, and that's a little bit of a problem, right? Yeah, that's a big problem, actually. So what we have to do here is we have to understand how to really understand a double ratio. Everybody, what is the piece that is currently indirectly connecting A and C? What is the piece that's indirectly connecting them? Yeah, B. Because look, what are A and C both being compared to? They're both being compared to B. They're both being compared to B. And so everybody, let me ask you this one follow-up question. Are A and C comparing to the same B? Are they comparing it to the same B? That is correct. Who can tell me what that same B is? What is that value that B is that makes it the same? It's 6. So everybody, this is how easy I can make this problem for you. When you take a look here, we can look at this comparison. Take a look. Take a look right there. And all I have to do is just write the C up here. That is A to B to C. Everybody, what is A? That is right over here. It is 4. What is C? It is 5. So guess what the answer is going to be? The answer is going to be the ratio of 4 to 5. And that is answer choice C. So let me go ahead and go over that one more time before we continue. So what we wanted to do, all we wanted to do here, everybody, was find the comparison. Again, ratio, comparison, fraction, those all mean the same thing. So here we just wanted to find the comparison from A to C. And to get that, we had to understand that B was the middleman. B was the middleman, and since both B's were 6, because again, the B here is 6, and the B there is 6, we could just go ahead and bring those ratios together. That's what made this one easy. We could just bring the ratios together, and then we saw that we just wanted A and C, that is 4, and that is 5, and we're done. So my party people, before we continue, let me know if that makes sense.